Welcome back to the professional track. Today, we're tackling the foundational pillars of robust programming, object-oriented programming, or OOP. If you've ever written a script that grew so large you couldn't easily trace where variables were being updated, you needed OOP. It's all about organization, structure, and managing complexity. We are starting with the absolute basics, classes and objects.
To understand OOP, let's use the best analogy, architecture. Think of a class as the detailed, reusable blueprint for a house. It defines what a house is. It has walls, a roof, windows, and doors. The blueprint is not a house you can live in, it's just the specification. An object, on the other hand, is the actual physical house built from that blueprint. Every house built is unique, even though they follow the same foundational rules set by the blueprint.
In Python, defining a class is remarkably simple. We use the class keyword followed by the name we want to give our blueprint. Professional Python practice dictates that class names should always use Pascal case, starting every word with a capital letter. Let's create a simple blueprint for a car.
A blueprint is useless unless it has instructions for assembly. In Python, those instructions are provided by a special method called the constructor, @_init. This method is automatically called every single time you create a new object from the class. It's the moment we give our new object its initial state, like setting the make and model of a specific car.
Now, look closely at that first parameter in the init method, self. This is arguably the most confusing concept for beginners, but it's crucial. When we create a specific object, say a red Toyota, self is how the methods inside the class refer to that specific Toyota. It's like the car saying, I need to assign this steering wheel to my dashboard. It refers to the instance itself. Python passes this argument automatically. You just have to define it.
Let's make our blueprint functional. We want every car created to require a make and a model. These are passed in as arguments, and we use self to assign them to the specific object being built.
Def init self model year. This signature tells Python that when a new car is requested, it needs 3 pieces of external data. Then self.make equals make takes the value passed in, e.g. Honda, and assigns it to an internal property named make that belongs specifically to this object, thanks to the self prefix. We are customizing the specific house being built.
The blueprint is ready. Now let's build some cars. This process is called instantiation. We call the class name like a function, and we pass in the required arguments that the init constructor expects.
Each car is now an independent object or instance of the car class. We can access their unique data using dot notation.
A very common mistake for beginners is forgetting that crucial self prefix when assigning attributes inside the constructor. Watch what happens if we remove it.
If you forget self, you are simply creating a temporary variable named make that disappears when init finishes. The object itself never receives the make attribute, leading to an attribute error if you try to access it later.
Objects don't just hold data, they define actions they can perform. These actions are called methods. A method is simply a function defined inside the class. Let's give our car the ability to drive.
Notice that even though start engine takes self as a parameter, we don't pass anything to it when we call it. Python handles the linkage. We simply use dot notation on the object.
Great job! You have mastered the absolute foundation of OOP, defining a class, the blueprint, using the __init constructor to define the object's initial state, and correctly using the self variable to ensure attributes belong to the specific instance. Your homework assignment is displayed on the screen now. Practice this. Mastery comes through repetition. Keep coding, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we tackle inheritance and encapsulation.